Hey friends, just want to take a second to go live to share an experience that my son and I had last weekend regarding the Harlem Globetrotters, Wild Adventures theme park, and just a day that we had planned to do something really exciting. So we had planned it a month or so ago, planned to go see a little show of a couple of Harlem Globetrotters at this theme park in Valdosta, Georgia called Wild Adventures. So it's about 3.5, 4 hours from Atlanta. And there was only going to be a couple of people there, so it was going to be Wham, Ace, and Moose, and I think the mascot Globey was going to be there as well. So, told my son, hey, we're going to do this because he loves Harlem Globetrotters. We watch their YouTube videos every day. We read the program every night for story time, bedtime, and just that's his thing in this moment at this age. He's 4. So loves Harlem Globetrotters. Every chance we get, if we can travel to a nearby city or even far away, we've flown to Harlem Globetrotter games before. So every opportunity we get, we go see them because that's his jam for this stage of his life. So anyway, we're going to go to this theme park that we had never been to before. I had never been to Valdosta before, and we were going to see this 20 or 30 minute show of these 3 players at the Harlem Globetrotters, from the Harlem Globetrotters. So, the day starts off rough. We wake up late. I wake up late. And my best friend and her daughter are coming too. So I'm like, okay, great, mini road trip. And so they, knock on the door of the house. I'm still asleep, like, oh my gosh. And Wild Adventures is a water park and an amusement park. And it's like a zoological park as well. So they have animals like tigers and giraffes. And then they have roller coasters and then water park slides. And so, there's something you have to prepare for, how to pack for. So bathing suits, sunscreen, water shoes, after park clothes, that sort of thing. Had not done any of that. So I wake up late, it's already rough. Best friend is there at the door, knocking on the door. She's ready. And I'm like jumping up, throwing all this stuff in the bag, like, okay, we got to go. So we hop in the car. Obviously nobody's eating, so several stops along the way. You're talking about a 4-hour trip with a toddler. We're stopping to use the bathroom. We stop to grab Chick-fil-A. We stop at Buc-ee's because who drives past a Buc-ee's without stopping at a Buc-ee's? So several places, road trip stuff. Happy to do it, but they only have 3 shows that day: a 1 o'clock, 1, 3, and 5. So we knew we weren't going to do the 1 o'clock because it was the heat of the day. But we were like, maybe we can make the 3 and the 5. So same exact show, but why not get the 2 for 1? Also, shout out to Wild Adventures for having a flash sale. When we were buying the tickets, I was able to get the tickets for $35 because there was a flash sale that day for 4th of July. And then my son, he actually got a free season pass because Wild Adventures has this pre-K program that if the kid is between the age of 3 and 5, they get in for free with a season pass. So just make sure you take the birth certificate though, because you have to show that in order to get the season pass. But anyway, so great road trip, right? So we're driving, we're making all these stops. It starts to rain a little bit. So at this point, I'm like, we might not make this 3 o'clock because we were already kind of cutting it close with the 4-hour drive and waking up late. But that was fine because I was thinking, oh, we just have, one more show. I mean, we can still catch it. It's the same show, just 3 times. So I'm like, great, we'll be fine for the 5 o'clock. So we pull up a little bit after 3. So we knew that we had not made the 3 o'clock show, which was fine. We were okay with that. But the rain is getting heavier. The closer we're getting to Valdosta, we get off the exit and like the bottom is falling out of the sky. Like the weather app said that it was going to be a 30% chance of rain when I had checked it a couple of days prior. And that was going to happen at 5 o'clock. So we thought we might be in the clear. No, it was like 3:30. The bottom was falling out. I mean, lightning everywhere. It was like something out of a twisted movie that I had never seen. Like, it was raining so hard. I could not even see in front of the car. So I'm just on a wing and a prayer, but we're determined to get there. So we get to the ticket booth where you pay to park. And I'm telling you, like, it was raining so hard. So the girl who's taking the young lady who's taking the parking payment, she's not coming out of the booth, right? Like, she's opening the crack in the window and like, it's $18 to park. And I'm like, well, are you sure you're open? Are you guys gonna stay open? I don't want to pay the parking fee just to get in and be told you're closed and time to go, and then I probably wouldn't get my $18 back. not a big deal, but I was just like, I could turn around right here if that's the case, if you're not open. So she's like, yeah, I mean, we're open, but I'm thinking in my mind, it's a water park. So you sure you're open? Like, are you communicating with the people? So she's like, yeah, we're open. So I'm like, okay, great. So I hand her the money. She gives me the parking ticket. I go inside. So I go to park round the corner, and it was like an apocalypse. All these people were running out of the amusement park. I mean, half dressed because they were at the water park side, and all of a sudden, you know, the bottom has fallen out of the sky. So they, I'm assuming, didn't have time to like put on clothes, put on shoes. Like, people are barefoot, they're running to their cars. They obviously don't have umbrellas. They weren't prepared for this situation at a water park. So it's just like pandemonium. Now, mind you, while they're all trying to come out, we're trying to go in, because I've driven 4 hours and with a toddler. So we got to see something. An animal, a ball get thrown up. Like, we have to see something. So we're driving in, everybody's driving out, everybody's running out, just mass, like, not chaos, but mass pandemonium. People are trying to get to their cars, get out of the storm, and leave. So we get, obviously, a parking space at the front, because there's not many people that are riding it out. And so we just kind of sit there, because I'm like, well, rainstorms in Georgia, they don't usually last a long time. Surely we can, you know, sit here for about 30 minutes and maybe, you know, we can go inside. And at this point, it is about 3:30, and so obviously there's only one show left, the 5 o'clock, and so I'm still feeling pretty good about it. I am discouraged that we might, you know, have to turn around and go home. So I'm a little disappointed that the weather app didn't tell me it was going to be all of this, and now it was all of this, like a whole tsunami in the parking lot of the amusement park. So now I look at the weather app to check it, and it says that it is going to be 100% chance of rain until like 7:30. So I'm like, man, this weather app is saying for the next 3 hours, like, it's going to be like this. Like, there's no way this amusement park is going to stay open. So I call the 800 number that was on the ticket, and the guy's like, I mean, we're open, but, you know, it's a water park. So he says that it has to be clear with no thunderstorms within a 10-mile radius before they'll open the water park part. Well, that part didn't bother me so much, because we weren't there for the water park. We were there for the Harlem Globetrotters, and that's all we kind of cared about. Like, I didn't even care about roller coasters, rides being closed, none of that, as long as we could see the show. He's like, yeah, I mean, they're here. I mean, the show, there's a 5 o'clock. And I was like, well, is it still gonna go? Like, is it indoor, outdoor? What's the setup? So I can try to make a judgment call while I'm sitting in the parking lot watching this mass chaos of people trying to leave. So he's like, yeah, I mean, it's a covered pavilion, so they should be good to go. So I'm like, okay. He didn't sound very sure of himself, but I was like, we've driven all this way, so we're gonna have to go ahead and see what we can do. So by this time, it's about 4:30, and I'm like, we need to make a decision, because the show starts at 5. And then I was asking him, like, well, where is it within the scheme of the map of the park? And he's kind of like, in the back. I'm like, well, how far is that? Like, how long we'll walk? He's like, I don't know, you know, look for a blue, like, roof. And I'm like, man, so we're just looking for a blue building, like, somewhere in the park. We don't know how long it's gonna take to get us, and we know it's in the back. So I'm like, okay. And mind you, my 4-year-old's in the back having a meltdown. He's like, it's thundering, it's lightning, well, I want to go home. Like, what is happening? These people, they're running. Like, I want to go home. And I'm like, no, like, we paid our money, we drove this way, like, we gotta see what's happening. Even if we see the Harlem Globetrotters walk to their car, like, something gotta give. Because, I mean, I was just desperate for God to intervene. And when I tell you God intervened, God intervened. Like, this is a testimony. It's a business review too, because they were amazing, Wild Adventures, Harlem Globetrotters, but testimony of how God works, even when we just don't expect it, right? So anyway, so it's like 4:30. So I'm like, okay, we have 30 minutes. Let's just run for it. So I pull umbrellas out of the trunk that I hadn't used in forever, but they worked. Put on some strong tennis shoes, because we had on like flops and slides. So I'm putting the tennis shoes on my son and myself, and we're getting out. I'm looking crazy, because it was like a half had on bathing suit, half had on like mismatched clothes. I thought I had some time to figure it out when we got there. No, but that's okay, because we were determined to see Wham, Ace, and Moose, and Globey, if he was there. We don't know if he was there, but yeah, so we strap up, we're ready to go. We got our umbrellas. I got my tote bag with all the whatever essentials that you need with a toddler and at an amusement park. And we jump out the car, and we're headed toward the entrance. So mind you, we're going against the traffic. Like there's all these people like rushing out, hundreds of people, and we're trying to go in amidst this chaos of these people coming out. So we get there, and the ticket booths are like the ticket booths are closed, but there's this one little booth off to the side that is like a customer service. So we're like, okay, we'll go over there. So we went over there, and I'm like, I need to get his season pass that I signed up for. And so she's like, yeah, we need birth certificate. I'm not even gonna tell you what happened with the whole birth certificate situation, but anyway, you need a birth certificate to get the season pass. So God intervened, and we got what we needed, and got the season pass. And so then we're headed to the turnstiles where you show the barcode on your phone. So I get there, and she scans barcode, she scans season pass, and my best friend, her phone, she can't get her phone to turn on. So I don't know what happened, but the phone was dead. Even though we had been in the car and she had been charging it, like, I don't know. So the phone was dead, so she couldn't get in. And but her daughter was with her, and I had bought an extra ticket because I thought that my daughter was coming, and she ended up not coming. And so I'm like, okay, well, your daughter, can use the ticket. I'm gonna take the kids back, because at this point it's like 4:45. We have 15 minutes to figure out the blue roof and how far, and drag the toddler and make it to our seats for this 5 o'clock Harlem Globetrotters show. So I'm like, oh, scan I have another ticket in here in the wallet, like scan that. And so she's coming in. I give my best friend the charging pack that I had, and I'm like, okay, so try to charge your phone. And then she's like, but this is what we're here for, so you go ahead. And I'm like, I gotta leave you at the gate. And it's like this emotional moment, because I don't want to leave her, but we got 15 minutes. We don't even know where we're going. And the kids, like, this is what we came for. We didn't come for any of the other stuff. We came for this. Came for Harlem Globetrotters. So I give her the charging pack. She starts to charge up the phone, trying to get in. It's slow, like the phone is not coming on. I leave her at the gate. I take her daughter, my son. We're running looking for the blue roof. That nobody kind of knows what the blue roof is. So I'm asking people, and they're like, yeah, the Harlem Globetrotters, they're here today, and maybe like this way, like kind of in the back, like people kind of didn't know. That's not a problem. I know that at these places, you have young teenagers, young adults working. They kind of don't know everything. I get it. Didn't have high expectations for that, and it was a rainstorm. Like everybody was a little bit frazzled, but yeah, we were lost basically. So I'm like, well, let's just head to the back. 15 minutes to spare, running through the amusement park. Find the blue roof in the distance. I'm like, that's where we're going. So I see the building with the blue roof. We're running. So it's like 4:59. We get to the gates of the blue roof. So relieved. Like, this has been a whole day's journey, right? To get to this Harlem Globetrotters show. The last one, 5 o'clock. Wham, ace, moose, it's going down. Do you know that I stepped foot inside the pavilion, and I hear somebody come over the loudspeaker as we're walking towards like the seats, and they're like something to the effect of, thank you guys for coming. It's been a great show, a great experience. We appreciate you, thank you for coming. Basically, we're done. I'm like, but it's 5 o'clock. Like, I go into mama bear, like, panic mode. Like, all that we did to get here, and it's 5 o'clock, and it's time for the show to start, and clearly they just finished the show. So I'm looking around, like, at the people who work at Wild Adventures and the people who are with the Harlem Globetrotters, and I'm like, I don't understand what's going on. They're like, yeah, they moved the show up to 4:30. I would imagine because of like the rainstorm, like maybe they didn't know, which I get it. They're like, we moved the show up to 4:30, so the show's done. And I'm like, no, it can't be done. Like, who decided that? Like, I need to talk to that person. Like, I need to talk to somebody in charge. Who decided to do that? And in the grand scheme of things, like, just shout out to Harlem Globetrotters, because they've been making it happen no matter what. I have another Harlem Globetrotters story where they made it happen, and about something that was not even their fault. Show got canceled, venue issue, and they made it happen. Like, they made it happen for my kid. And this was another instance where, like, wham, ace, moose, sprung into action. They made it happen. There was another guy, I think his name might have been DJ, something to that regard. He worked with Harlem Globetrotters too. Made it happen. So anyway, I'm like, who do I need to talk to? Because this can't be. Like, I can't leave it like this. So, Wham is the first player that I see when I'm, like, having this meltdown at the gate. And he's like, oh, we have shows tomorrow. I can't come back tomorrow. And I'm just kind of looking at him like, I can't come back tomorrow. Like, for one, for me, it's a 4 hours one way, which is 8 hours round trip. So you talking about trying to do it 2 days? That would be a 16-hour road trip for like a 20-minute show. I'm not coming back tomorrow. And then then you have to pay again. Then you have to do all these things again. But in the grand scheme of things, like, they didn't owe me that. They didn't owe me anything because I bought a ticket to a theme park and I got into a theme park. So I can't even argue that I needed a refund or that, I didn't get what I paid for. Like the show with the Harlem Globetrotters is like a side attraction to the theme park. So I got what I paid for. I can't be mad. Yeah, but they started early and we had not gone in. But I think what made it worse was that I was there at 4:30, and had I known they were going to do that, we could have just gotten out the car and ran in and made it by 4:30. But because we thought it was 5, because that's what was advertised, we sat in the car and deliberated for a little while to make sure that it was still going to go, it's still happening, and it still made sense. So it's not their fault. I got what I paid for. But man, I was super disappointed to think that we had come all this way for this purpose, because my son was not going to ride roller coasters. He might see the animals. We didn't even do that. But had come all this way to see these 3 people, Harlem Globetrotters, Moose, Ace, and Wham, and he not getting an opportunity to do that. So I was super sad and super like in mama bear mode. So I'm looking at Wham, I'm like, yeah, we're not gonna be able to come back tomorrow. Like, we don't live up the street. So he's like, okay, let me see what I can do. So he goes and talks to whoever he talks to, and in the meantime, like Ace and Moose, not even Moose because he had walked in the other direction, but Ace was still there, like talking to some kids and signing autographs and that sort of thing. So he comes back and he has like, some swag to try to make up for this experience that we now don't get to have with the rest of the park people. So just super like accommodating, just super like trying to make it better for my 4-year-old. Gave him some swag, and we had already had like headband, gave him some matching wristbands and some other things, trying to make up for what was nobody's fault but what happened to us. And so that was great. So he's spending time with talking to my son and just kind of pouring in. And Ace is like spinning balls and talking and taking pictures. And she's taking pictures with my best friend's daughter, and girl power for them over there. And Carter's over here. I mean, just having an amazing time, right? Like, because it's over, but they are making the best of it. So I'm overwhelmed because people don't have to do anything for you. But even just talking about it, like, I'm overwhelmed that they went out of their way when their show was over. They could have been done, clocked out. I don't know how that works, but they could have went on about their business, and that would have just been us problem. And they really like made the moment special for my son. So I'm just indebted to them and the Harlem Globetrotters. And then Moose comes out from the back, and he I think he might have already changed or something to that effect, and had on like just t-shirt, and because the show was over. He didn't know that we had came up. I think he just came out because the show was over, and I guess they were getting ready to do whatever they do when the show was over. And he noticed that we had missed an opportunity and we're having a moment over there, and he came over and just poured into my son and took pictures with my son, and just really like being encouraging. See, they were asking my son his name, and he speaks low with strangers. He's has a very cautious personality. Even though this is what he wanted and he asked to go there, he was still just kind of acting real timid. And Wham and Ace and Moose were like, no, like, you tell people your name, you tell them proud, and you say my name is this, and you speak, you're important, like, you speak like you're here, you're in the place, this is who I am, and I'm here. And so I could just see the confidence get built in that moment, in that little moment. See the confidence built in my son's face and demeanor, and he was proud, and he said, my name is this, and I am here, and this is who I am. And that something like that is life-changing for a toddler, for a kid, because you're pouring into their spirit at this time, you're pouring into their confidence, you're pouring into who they are. Like, this is bigger than basketball, just having this moment with people who he looks up to. To him, the Harlem Globetrotters are superheroes. So I was loving that, because that is priceless. You can't pay for that. The price of the ticket, the price of the amusement park, like the price of the gas to get there, you can't pay for that. For people to be kind to you, for people to pour into your life, for people to encourage you. So the Harlem Globetrotters are just amazing people. They pick amazing like players or cast or whatever they call them to be a part of their organization. And so it just turned out to be a winning moment. But this is the icing on the cake. So Wham, who is one of Carter's favorite players, representation matters, right? So like he thinks he looks like Wham. They both have like the braids and long hair and similar like skin, and so he looks at him and he sees himself in Wham. So one of his favorite players. He has a lot of favorite players though on the Globetrotters, but Wham says, so what are y'all doing after this? And Carter's like, well, when we were coming in, we had to go through the like arcade section, and mom said that we could go back to play the basketball game because we were running in right when we were coming like through a tsunami to try to find the blue roof. So we get to so when we're going through the arcade part, because that's how amusement parks are set up in the front where the games are in the front that you pay the extra for, I'm like, we can't stop, like we have to go, the show is starting at 5. He said, but my mom said we can go back to that. And so Wham is like, okay, great, I'm gonna go with you. So again, like mind blown, God wink. Amazing people, amazing Wham, Ace, and Moose, like Harlem Globetrotters. So he's like, I'm gonna go with you and I'm gonna play a game with you. And Carter's like, can't believe it. Really? Okay, well, let's go. So we're walking out and we're walking through the park, and I'm telling you, Carter's feeling like a superstar. Like people are trying to stop the Globetrotters, like, hey, can I get a picture? Can I get your autograph? And they're stopping and they're being accommodating to the fans, but they're also like, yeah, we're hanging with my man Carter real quick, we're just gonna go up here and just give him more information. We got some shows tomorrow if you want to come see, but really making Carter feel special in that way, that they were giving him like some undivided attention. So so we go and I'm telling the attendant, like, I don't care how much I gotta pay, like how much this costs. We just want a few minutes to shoot the hoops for this basketball arcade game because Wham and Ace have agreed to accompany him. And so, Ace is like just being encouraging to us and speaking kind words, like unbelievable, just unbelievable, right? That Wham and Ace would do this. So we get to the basketball game and the guy's like, okay, so here's the balls or whatever. And shout out to Wild Adventures, because the guy was really like, well, how long y'all trying to do it? Like he was trying to make it, he was trying to set it up so we got the value for the money, because it's by the shot, right? You pay for so many shots. I think it's $6 for 3 shots or whatever. But I was like, I don't know how many shots they're gonna take. Like we're just gonna spend some time with Wham and Ace, and we want to be able to spend some time. So he's like trying to figure out the logistics of like what would that cost, because it's not by the minute, it's by the shot. But he works with us, and so shout out to him, the basketball attendant at Wild Adventures. And so we started shooting some balls. So Carter is like shooting, my son, he's shooting, and he's having the time of his life. He's not making a lot of them because he's 4 and these things are built for like adults even. And so he's getting discouraged, but Wham and Ace are like, you got this, like high five. And I'll post some of those on my Instagram, but some of those videos and pictures, but they're like, you got this, high five. And so like it's great, he's just having a great time, and there's fans that are kind of accumulating around this arcade game, or not arcade, but this amusement park game, and they're just like, they're so focused on my son, like giving him undivided attention because he's missed the show that we came to see. So anyway, they spent a few minutes with him, 20 minutes maybe. By this time, the rain has settled a little bit. There's no longer a tsunami, but it was still sprinkling a little bit. So you're talking about people walking in the rain. They don't have to do that for us. These players walking in the rain with us to spend some time with him, because we've come such a long way. So anyway, that's kind of the end of the story. It's amazing. Wham and Ace just spent some time with him, and they played ball, and it's a memory that he'll never forget. He has a core memory. He will never forget the care that they showed him in that moment. And he doesn't even understand the magnitude of it because he's 4, right? But I know the magnitude of it. And I know that he'll have videos and pictures that will last him a lifetime. And he was around people who were kind to him when they didn't have to be. And I get emotional even just talking about it. But anyway, I had to get this out today. I wanted to get this quick video out. Turned out to be 25 minutes. So if you made it this far, thanks for watching. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of, after that, Wham and Ace left and went to, I guess they were off, but they went back to the pavilion, and then we went to the water park because the rain had lifted by this time. It was about 6 o'clock. Rain had lifted. The water park closed at 7, the park closed at 9. So we went to the water park for an hour, which is plenty for a 4-year-old. but did that. My friend did finally get in from the gate that I had, where I had left her at the gate, so we did get one final picture with Women Ace with her in it. But like her phone charged up to 5%, which was enough to show the ticket for her to get inside and get past the turnstiles. But she had been there for a while. I mean, people were so kind though. They were like, "You okay, ma'am? And you need anything?" Like, it really wasn't much they could do except for wait for the phone to kind of charge up, and so that she can get her ticket with the barcode. So she gets in and all is well. We go on to play at the water park. It closed at 7 though, and then then we ate like 5 snow cones and some snacks and headed to the car. About 8:30ish, the park was closing, and that was our day. And then he fell asleep. We got home about midnight, and that was an amazing day. So what turned out to be kind of like a rough day, I'm telling you, I never seen rain. Not never. I haven't seen rain like that in a long time. I couldn't even see in front of the car, and so I'm like driving on a wing and a prayer and hoping for the best that I don't hit like a pothole, and then I'm still within the lines. But yeah, like the way that the rain was falling, just, it was crazy. But thank you, Lord. Thank you, Harlem Globetrotters. Thank you, Wild Adventures, for making the day special for us, for making a moment special for us that you didn't have to do it. And when Wham and Ace, let me just say this too, when Wham and Ace were making accommodations to like stay behind and take pictures with Carter and spin the ball and all that, even the Wild Adventures people were so compassionate to the fact that, you know, we had driven, and the Wild Adventures photographer was still taking pictures, like capturing the moment, which I ended up buying. So, you know, there was some money spent there. The pictures were expensive. Oh, but they have add-ons. So if you buy one picture, remember, if you can add on some other pictures for like $5 more, was the price when we were there. But the first picture is expensive. But anyway, you know, core memories made. Like, take my money. Because at this point, you all have gone out of your way to make this special for my son. But yeah, like, they were encouraging, and the Wild Adventures people, and they were smiling and in good spirits. And I'm sure, you know, they had direction too. Like, this show is over. Close the gates. I'm sure there was something that they could have done to push us out, and it wouldn't have been anybody's fault. Like, they would have been right to do so, but they didn't. And I'm appreciative of that. So kudos. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. We love the Harlem Globetrotters, and they've changed our life. So hope you guys have a great weekend. Bye.